happen.
What did you make happen?
Hey, yo. Welcome to the wonderful world of Hungry Heath. I appreciate y'all all tuning in. I'm a little tongue-tied. Sorry, we were just watching a video right before this, and we got a little, we snapped and saw that it was time to go. It was an excellent video, a conversation on YouTube between Nathan Fillion and Mike Rowe.
Yes.
It was. She even said a couple times, "This is kind of boring. Do you want to keep watching it?"
Yeah, at the beginning.
And the longer we keep watching it, the more in depth she got with it, and she started laughing about it, like really. And it's like, oh, we got to pause
it. Well, because I feel like who else enjoys Mike Rowe?
I like everything he's ever done.
But him and Nathan Fillion. Oh, please tell me you know who that is. So, oh my gosh.
Really?
Anyways, having a moment. They're old buddies. Like they've known each other for like 25 years. So it's a lot of them, like reminiscing like old friends. So at first it's a little slow because you could tell it's like inside quirks with each other.
Jokes,
yeah. Where they're kind of like, that's what they're used to.
Kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but then they start kind of bringing the audience into their story.
Yeah.
And
the one we were listening to just now, it sounds like the story he's telling Mike had never heard before.
Yeah, I like those. So it was really good.
Yeah.
Nathan Fillion, y'all, if you never saw Firefly, that's where I first saw him. And then we watched Two Girls, a Guy, and a Pizza, or Two Girls.
Two Guys, a Girl in a Pizza Shop.
Yeah.
He was in that?
Remember, he was the one married to the girl.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I remember now, yeah.
And he was in One Life to Live.
Yeah.
If anybody was a soap opera fan, he was Joey Buchanan in One Life to Live.
Yeah.
I never watched
I never watched that either. I was in that.
I feel like that's about to fall off. It's bothering me. There we go. And then,
this is bothering me too.
Of course, Firefly for my sci-fi people. And then, of course, Castle. I loved Castle.
I never saw that.
I didn't watch it all the way through because that was before I ever had like DVR or anything. And then now we've been watching The Rookie.
I'm really in depth in that, and I'm excited to catch up a few episodes this evening.
Yeah, so so it was a good talk. So if you enjoy those. Now I know I got a couple.
Oh wow,
comments.
There's a lot. That's awesome.
A couple comments came in before the live. So Brenda F. Hey, Brenda, missed you last night.
Yes.
She had a little hand wave. And then I saw 22 Cat said,
hello.
Hi, Shelly, Heath, and all. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. And then I see here we've got Kate. What's going on, Kaden? Hey, Kaden. She says, Hi, Heath and Shelly. Hope you're doing well. Some crazy weather went through my area yesterday. We had 6 to 10 inches of rain in 30 minutes.
Like a bucket just fell on you, huh?
That's great. Like it was, when did it start raining here? Wednesday night?
Yeah.
And
it finally calmed down.
Yeah, it finally calmed. I think, I wouldn't say rain yesterday. It was very overcast yesterday morning to where when it's overcast, and y'all that live in the South will get this, okay? And you'll understand. But when it's overcast, you think, oh, it feels a little cooler. But then what happens when that overcast moves on, and this is what happened yesterday. When I went into HEB, it was overcast. When I came out, it was sunny and muggy. So it was like all of that moist air was just stuck there. And then you had the hot sun. So it was just like a freaking sauna. And so now that's what we have is we're in the sauna phase of the weather. But I'm sorry, you got so much rain.
Yes.
I don't live near a flood zone. My area is high. Oh, no. Well, is it receding pretty fast? She said, and then the house across the street yesterday caught on fire.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. I hope everyone is okay and safe.
Did you get any damage also from it?
It's a very exhausting day yesterday. It sounds like it. Oh, my gosh.
So sorry for that. For you and the neighbor.
Yeah, I hope everybody's safe and sound. That's all.
I hope they got it out
that
soon.
their
There's not
house
a bunch of havoc on them to get it,
repaired. Hopefully the house is salvageable.
Yeah.
Laura S is here.
Hey,
Laura, missed you yesterday too. How's the tile going? Or the flooring. I'm assuming it's tile, but what is the flooring? Just how's everyone's weekend been?
Busy, but fun.
Yeah, busy and fun. Yesterday I got up early. I know, crazy myself. But it still takes forever to go grocery shopping, y'all. It took, even leaving early, I thought, well, this is good. I'll be getting to all the stores a lot earlier, so they shouldn't be as crowded. Still took me 4 hours to go grocery shopping all day.
Yeah, because I was actually hoping because she went early, she'd be home at the same time I was at lunch, and nope.
It's like a time warp, y'all.
Yeah.
You go in and it just takes forever. Well, one thing that slowed me down, and I don't know what's up. I don't know if it was because it was muggy yesterday. When I got into Aldi, it wouldn't bring up my Aldi list.
Oh, no.
The app kept not wanting to connect until I was near the front, like I was actually in line, and it finally pops up, and I was like, oh, shoot, I forgot the tuna steaks. And then I was like, oh, and I forgot those fillets. And so I got out of line because I forgot, because I couldn't bring up my app. And then the same thing was kind of happening in HB a little bit.
I told you there's something wrong with your phone.
No, I don't think it's my phone. Because
you have a problem with it charging the other day, too.
That was your charger. When I put my charger, it works fine.
It's weird.
But anyways, Kate said, sorry to be saying all that.
No.
We are still recalling from all that. No, that's okay. Share with us.
That's what we're here for.
Yeah. Kate said water was 1 inch for coming in the house.
Oh my goodness. That's scary. I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Or at least it didn't come in.
She had many people had water in their homes.
Not bad.
That is, that's so awful. I'm so sorry.
Especially it's crazy too if you're not actually in a floodplain and that hits you. That just messes with your head.
Yeah. Because you're, it's
not natural.
Right. You're not expecting all of that. Right. Patty's here. Hey, Patty said hi. What's up? Missed you yesterday too. But it was fun last night on the cook-along. So I think that video, I know it's not tomorrow, but maybe the following Monday.
No, it is tomorrow. I looked at it.
No, tomorrow's chicken teriyaki, babe.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah. You're right. My bad. Duh.
So tomorrow night, if you didn't tune into the Friday night feast, or even if you did, and you're like, well, I want the step-by-step, the chicken teriyaki with the full how to make the teriyaki sauce is coming out tomorrow.
Yes.
So look for that video, or at least our version of how to make chicken teriyaki. And hopefully y'all will give that video thumbs up and give us a comment, because that's what really helps, especially recipe videos. The more thumbs up and comments you get, the more likely it'll then pop up higher for other people. Right. I think that's why, like, our review video, our highest ranking video is when we did the meat slicer video. And I think it's because it's gotten so many views and so many thumbs up that when people put in that meat slicer, it's the top video because of that.
I can't remember last time we used it either.
I know, we haven't used it in a long time, but, people love that.
Right.
So, let's see. Patty said the Aldi app has been wonky for me, too, since they updated it. See? It's not just my phone. It's the app.
Yes, dear.
But yeah, it was so weird. Usually what happens is I open up the app in the car before I get the cart.
Yeah.
And maybe that's why I don't really have issues, because I already have it up. But yesterday I didn't pull my phone out of my wallet, or my pocket rather, until I was in the store. And then it was like, once you're in the store, like, I don't know if they have like anti-internet surrounding the store, but it didn't want to bring it up.
Weird.
Until like at the front of the store.
Well, I told you to remember how many times I have a problem with the Sprouts app. Every time I try to log into it or bring it up, it always wants to default back to Arizona app.
Does anybody else do that? If you have Sprouts, when you pull up the Sprouts app, does it default to Arizona?
I mean, it's their headquarters, I guess.
Yeah. But no, I didn't have any problems with the Sprouts app when I went in there because I went to Sprouts too, y'all. That's what I mean. That's why it took so long to go everywhere. But even though all of those are within a mile of each other, it's all within.
But still, sometimes on that road right there in those intersections, it take a little while to get through.
Yeah, it is very busy.
Very hectic.
Very, very busy section. Mm-hmm. Well, I did go to Sam's first, and then there's a local bakery in Houston, which I have to say, they pre-keto, OMG.
We wanted to live there.
Yeah, they
which explains a lot of our problems.
Yeah, but it is rather expensive. Well, I have their app because they do have coffee. So sometimes I'll go get some coffee. And they have a few dishes that are easy to make keto, but most of it, no. But I went there because they had offered me free coffee because they'll do that. I've noticed their app, and that's why I keep the app, is if I haven't been in, the app will then say, hey, you get a free coffee on us, and you get either a latte or a drip coffee. And so I'm like, okay. And I would just go and get my free coffee. And then about 3 more months, I'll get another one of those. So I'm like, it's worth having the app for the free coffee.
Right.
And they do have some sugar-free flavors. Yesterday I got the sugar-free caramel in the drip coffee breve style, which is half and half. And it was pretty good. And what's nice is in the app, then I just put in since it's free, you redeem it through the app, and then it was ready for me to pick up when I got there.
That's fancy.
I know. Anyways, get behind here. ToyTQ Cat said plumber was out yesterday, and then again today. Oh no, needed a new garbage disposal. Oh, don't you hate that?
Yes.
Exciting, right? I know. It's like
adulting is so much fun.
And then I got a fancy new kitchen faucet.
Oh, nice.
Ooh, what kind of kitchen faucet did you get? Like,
pictures
tell me,
or didn't happen?
Yeah, what makes it fancy? I want to hear because I love all kitchen stuff. One of my favorite things to do, like we go to Home Depot or anywhere like that, is I like to go through the kitchen area. I love to see all of the new kitchen appliances, the refrigerators, the new ovens, the different faucets, all the kitchen stuff. I like to look at all of that.
Right.
It's like entertaining, right? But it is sad when you have to like spend money on a freaking garbage disposal. You're
right.
Like, why do I even have to have one of these things, right?
True.
But I want to know about this faucet. ToyTQ Cat said, and in the midst of a tornado watch at the moment, oh goodness, hope I don't get blown into the land of Oz during the MS journey. I hope not too. Stay with us, Lynn. Journey. Right. Rickwin, hey.
How you doing?
Said, hello, Horde. Hope all is well with y'all. I hope you're doing well. Patty said, I have a busy week ahead just between friends sale, like a huge garage sale for all things baby. Aw. Monday and Friday, doctor visit with ultrasound to check baby's growth on Friday before the sale.
Oh, wow.
Oh, how fun is that? How exciting. Oh, that sounds like a great time. Well, go ahead and share. How has your past week been?
It's actually been tremendous. I haven't had any issues, I don't feel like. I feel like now that we're back home, now we are definitely home now. I feel like we're back.
Well, back in our routine, right? I feel like we're finally back where it's like, how you get to that point where it's like almost every day is the same day and you're just kind of doing the same thing, same motions. We're finally at that point where it's like, okay, yeah, it's a Monday, got to get up, go to work kind of deal.
I did have some struggles on the trip, but I haven't had no mobility issues recently, the last week or two. I've been getting around good. Like, in fact, even today, getting around, I wasn't even really using my cane. I just went in and out the garage several times without it.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, when we left earlier to go get Dutch because 2 days in a row now they've been giving if you bought 2 drinks, there's 75 bonus points. So we made a special trip to go today, and I did use a cane getting in and out of the truck because I've noticed that going up and down the driveway is a little risky sometimes.
Yeah, because Our driveway sloped, yeah, and that kind of adds a little.
And then I've had to adapt myself when I'm taking out the trash. I do it every Friday night because Saturday morning is heavy trash day. So you might hear me a lot of times on the at the end of the Friday Night Feast talking about how I have to go put the trash out. We have 2 recycle bins and 2. Actually, we have 3 trash cans, but usually I have to put 1 trash can out once a week. But the way I've started doing it now is I have a 4-wheel dolly. Well, I'm sorry, it's a convertible. It goes from a regular 2-wheel to a 4-wheel. But I take the 4-wheel, put both of the recycle bins on it, and push it out to the street, and then unload it and bring it back. And it makes it a little easier instead of trying to walk up and down the driveway carrying the totes and the cane and whatnot.
Yeah.
And then I kind of use the dolly as my cane, like as a walker.
Yeah, as a walker. That makes sense.
So there's a little more struggle. And let's say struggle. I mean, because it's a dolly, it's on wheels, so I'm not really fighting with it.
It's kind of like at the stores, you don't need your cane because you're using the cart.
Right. It's about the same principle, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So it takes a little work to get it back and forth. And I do it again with the trash can. Put it on there, bring it back. Because the size of the 2 recycle bins fit on it perfect, but then I make another trip with the trash can.
Yeah.
To get up and down too.
Right.
So, but I do that. I feel like that's my workout that evening.
That is a workout?
Well, because then I also have to, we have 2 garage doors. But only one of them has a lifter on it, the garage opener. The other one I have to manually open. So I have to, well, no, I'm just saying those, the whole thing. And then I have to, because I have to go to the other one to get to the dolly. Because I leave it set up. And if I put it over here on the other side, it's in the way when we're trying to walk around and get in and out. Because we have one of her tables. Well, I have 3 poker tables that I disassembled, took the wrap and everything off of them. It's just a giant table now. She had them set up in her office for her Etsy stuff. Well, she sold a bunch of the stuff off finally and combined a bunch of stuff together. So that table was taking up extra room in her office. So now it got put all out to the garage as a catch-all for us now when we come in and out of the...
Which is handy.
It very is. It's very handy,
Handy
actually.
to have that, when you come in, especially like yesterday when I was grocery shopping. It's handy to have that table there because I come in, put like your Zevia boxes down, the toilet paper on there, the other bags, and then go get the cooler. And
it was like 3-4 weeks ago you bought the bag of pellets for us.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't cooked anything out on the smoker yet, so the bag's still sitting there on it.
Yes.
And then every day when I feed the dogs, I pull their food out of the fridge and put it on that table while I'm putting everything else together. And when I carry it out, I set it down there, open the fridge, and then put it. So I use that table. I mean, it's what it's there for.
Yeah, it's handy.
It's just.
Well, how about, speaking of, because I wouldn't consider that workout replacing DDPY.
No, I was thinking about that too, and I did before the road trip. I had finished that last session because it's like a 14 or 16 week session he does, and I graduated and moved on to the next one. Well, I haven't started it yet because I was like, what's the point in starting it when I'm fixing to go on this trip and I'm not going to really do the workouts and everything? I'll just do it when I get home and I'll start the new one. But I haven't done it yet. We've been getting caught up on the rookie. So instead of pausing or turning off the show every evening like I used to do before we went on the road trip, I just keep playing it. But I've been thinking about it. And I need to start back onto it tonight. In fact, I was telling her that's what we need to do tonight too. So
we shall see.
Yeah.
We'll report next Sunday
also,
if that happens.
She had told me because the last session I was doing was the chair force. I do everything from the chair, sitting basically. But now I'm moving back up to the where I was on it, where I was doing. They call it stand strong. You're doing all standing exercises now. She told me when I moved back to that section, she was going to join me and start doing it with me. Like she was for a while.
Actual like standing.
Yeah.
The chair is just so. It's very helpful if you have mobility issues. That's a great place to start. Mm-hmm. But for me, it's too slow. Mm-hmm. And it didn't, then I'm just like, I feel like you're just kind of sitting there, like you're not really working out.
Right.
And the stand strong helps a little bit, but to me, that's still pretty slow. I felt like when you were on the beginner one, that was more the speed I wanted.
Okay.
The only thing I don't like is I don't like all the floor, like getting up and down off the ground is annoying to me.
Yes.
That's the hard part. Getting, and some of his, like in the beginner, it's like, oh, hey, you're back on the floor. All right, now we're standing back up. Now we're on the floor. Now we're up again. And it's like, okay, can we just stick to one for this 15-minute workout? Can we just stick to standing or on the ground? I don't want to do both.
Right.
That's probably horrible, but that's how I felt.
I'm the same way because it's a little difficult. Excuse me, a little difficult trying to get back up.
Yeah, every time. Like if it was like, okay, 5 minutes standing, then we're gonna get on the ground for a few minutes, end on that, that'd be okay. But this was like every other minute. Okay, so we did a few crunches. Now we're getting up and we're gonna do this one and blah blah blah. It's like, all right. Patty said Tuesday and or Wednesday, I need to go do some major restocking of the groceries. Oh, that is good. And the advantage on Tuesday is I feel like you're more apt to find markdowns.
Well, especially for us, because I don't know if it is in your area, but for us, the new sales always come out on Wednesdays.
Yeah, I know Kroger. That's how it is for Kroger throughout. Is Wednesdays the new store, the new sales. So it's like I know Lakin, she likes to go Wednesday evening because that's when Aldi puts out all the new stuff. So if there's something like new at Aldi you're really wanting, the best thing is to go on Wednesday because you have higher chance of finding that item.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Rickwood said, it's been very busy today. My refrigerator died overnight.
No, I'm sorry.
And I had to find a new one online to get delivered ASAP. I have a small dorm fridge for most of the food and cooler and ice.
Oh, no.
Joe, I'm so sorry. That's so hard.
That is. That's rough. I hate when that happens.
Like, refrigerators should have, like, where they give you a warning. Like, hey, here's your 2-month warning. So you have 2 months to prepare for when I'm going to die. You know?
Well, we should probably look at something like that for this one. Because remember, the ice maker's already got on it.
Well, yeah, the ice maker. But Patty said, yes, Sprouts always defaults to Arizona. So it's just the Sprouts app.
It's just annoying, though.
That is annoying.
But again, it's first world problems.
It really, yeah, truly. Tweet Cat said, oh, the sweet sound of the garbage disposal, right?
I can't remember the last time we actually used it as a garbage disposal, though. We never really used it like that.
No, we really don't. She said, how did we live without those things back in the day? I don't recall a day without a garbage disposal.
I don't either. I think it was before our time.
Yeah. My old faucet was just the one that came with the house. Basic. Mm-hmm. I just upgraded gooseneck, etc.
Nice.
So is it the gooseneck where it also has the sprayer? Like you can change between the sprayer and I guess what's the other called?
Standard. I guess.
Standard.
Yeah.
And does it have like the little soap that you can put in with it too? Or like that sounds so fancy. Like you can then, because I remember the old faucet, it was fixed.
Yes.
And so you had to move the dish there and like juggle it between that faucet. Whereas like the new ones now have the arm and you can move it like all over the kitchen if you wanted. Yeah. Just spray everything down, which has happened. Right. Rickwood said, I don't have a garbage disposal as I am not on a central sewer.
Oh, that makes sense.
Oh, only a septic tank. Yeah. Oh.
Because all the stuff would go into that and clog it up.
Oh. Well, so where does ours go?
Out to the city.
Oh. See, I never even knew that.
Yeah.
So just have to work where I can put things into the trash to carry out. Yeah. Well, that makes sense. Well, you know, that's kind of handy how you use the Dutch cups. Yeah. And I think that's probably why we don't use the disposal that much. We put everything in like the Dutch cup.
I always save my cups afterwards. And anytime we're working here in the kitchen or wherever, like we're sitting right here, or even over on the other counter, we just put all the trash into it. Once it's full, throw it away.
Yeah, like the stems, the avocado seeds. Yeah. Or like strawberry tops.
When I make your coffee, I'll pull out the old bag, empty it into the little refusal thing, and then throw the bag in there.
Oh.
Well, I just figured it's quicker and easier because right to the left is the trash can, but it's a flip top lid. And I feel like if I take all the way around the corner here, it's more likely I'm going to drop something on the floor or whatnot. So if I do it right here beside it, it's a trash can right here. It's less likely I make a mess.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. El Strange, hey, Lisa.
Hey, how you doing?
Said we have one big landfill can, one big recycling can, and one compost. The compost gets gross in the summer.
I bet it does.
I bet that's nice, though, to have a compost, they say you should have that for your yard and stuff as fertilizer, right?
Yeah, like I said, it gets gross, though, especially in the summer because it'll start fermenting.
Oh, and all the bugs and everything?
Yes, that too.
Oh, wow.
And the scavenger animals like the rats and stuff like that go to it if you don't maintain it because you also got to circulate it. A lot of times I've seen them too. It'll be you'll have it in a big tube kind of thing, like you tumble it. It's a big tumbler to keep it like aerated and stuff too, so it doesn't start getting nasty and stuff. If you want to get really serious about doing a compost, that's the way to do it. Yeah.
Oh.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of outdoor stuff I don't like.
I can't even get you to shave. How am I going to get you to compost?
Exactly. Just remember that. That's also on the agenda this evening.
Right? A fridge going out is major. It really is. Lisa said, I'm lucky that I have the dudes. One does regular can and the other does recycling. Oh, that's helpful.
That's very awesome.
Laura said, report today after you finish.
Okay.
You're DDPY.
I know.
Keto Simple. Hey Dustin.
Bud.
What's going on? Said, hey, yo.
Howdy.
2ATQ Cat said, yes, there's a sprayer and all of that. Look at you, so fancy. And then the soap dispenser that matches it. Wow, you really upgraded.
Because also one of the things we thought about trying to do when we remodeled this, we thought about it shortly, but it's going to be a lot more money. Is I wanted a little faucet right by the stove.
The what did they call it? The pasta water one?
Yeah. For whatever stock water,
whatever
you're boiling water, instead of carrying the pot back and forth to the sink, you actually have a little spigot that comes out right from your wall, and it's right there, right next to your stove, so you can fill your bottle, to boil the water for everything.
Yeah,
that's how the fancy folks do it.
Yeah, but that would have required getting a plumber,
yes,
to then plumb a hot water line.
Yeah.
And then put it in, and then the construction to put it into the wall and everything. I was like, no, I could.
Because we were already doing tile backsplash at the time, so all that was going to be jacked up anyway. So that was the time. If you wanted to do it, that's when it should have been done.
Yeah.
Because the wall, you're already you have to cut the wall to do that anyway. So
yeah, but still,
that's just more money. But that's fine. I mean, we don't need it. Especially now, we don't boil pasta anymore.
Right. And if it really gets too bad, if you don't want to carry a big pot from the sink to the stove, you just use a pitcher.
Right. Well, also what I used to do, because I still make your coffee using a measuring cup, I used to carry it back and forth to the sink every day.
Yeah.
I've got smarter about it, though. Now I do it off the dispenser here off the fridge.
Okay.
It's just because what I do is I open the first thing I do is I open the microwave, leave the door open, turn around and fill it, and then once it's full, I turn around, put it right in the microwave.
And is that why sometimes it's not exactly 2 cups less?
Yes.
Because you get tired of waiting.
Yeah, and sometimes too the little trigger on it gets caught, and I have to undo it and then pull the cup forward. But it's just easier to fill it there than walking back and forth to the sink.
2ATQ Cat said it looks so much better. I'm bougie,
Nice.
Oh yeah, the bougiest. That's obviously awesome. Having that new faucet.
Onward and upwards.
But it's gonna be so handy because I love having that. So when we had our kitchen remodeled, that was one of the things is I was like, no, I want that. I didn't even know it was called a gooseneck. I just called it a professional kitchen sprayer. And because I thought that was so cool to be able to take it out and spray your dishes and move it all around. I was like, what is this?
There's
Wow.
also another thing that hooks on it. Actually, there's the faucet handle, the whole thing, the stem of it. There's a ring around it, and there's a stick that comes out to hold the sprayer. But that piece moves also, so you can move it wherever you want.
Oh, yeah.
So it's very handy.
It is. Oh, I'm so happy for you. You're going to love it so much. You're just going to be like, okay, what are some more dishes I could clean?
All right.
Keto Simple said, hey, all the stems and seeds. Uh-oh.
Not today.
It's not after dark, Dustin.
But that's not after dark. The people do that all day.
It is Sunday, though. Oh, that's what you're talking about. See,
that's just stems and seeds, mean.
Oh, I never knew that. I don't know. Who would I even learn that from?
I guess me. I'm teaching it now.
Wow.
Remember
12 years in, I finally learned something.
Yeah, but how I grew up.
Wow. Not me. We had mine was very
you couldn't even trick or treat.
I know. What, teetotalers or whatever?
Yes.
Like, no, there was never a drop of alcohol in this house. There was never any type of weapon in the house, any type of liquor in the house, not even beer.
Wow.
And yeah, that other stuff, any type of, like, I guess the closest was my father did smoke.
Ugh.
And that was so regular cigarettes, but nothing beyond that.
Wow.
Like, my mom was just very like, no, you don't do that kind of stuff. Like, I almost feel like, what is the religion where they don't drink? Like, well, of course, she drank caffeine.
Honestly, most religions.
Yeah. Well, I guess she was Southern Baptist.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, no drinking. Like, what is that joke about a bar? And the Baptist in the bar? You didn't or something?
They don't recognize each other.
Yeah. That's how it was. Tweety Q Cat said, hot water over the stove would be nice. Maybe my next house. Right. Maybe on the next house. But it does seem handy, right? That's one of the things is sometimes you see these like kitchen upgrades.
Yeah.
But you don't know which ones are actually going to stand the test of time. Like when I first saw like the professional kitchen faucet and all, I was like, but is that really going to catch on with your everyday person? Or is this going to be a bougie item? And I feel like it's now like that's expected.
Right. Well, because part of it too is they come down to the price of it too.
Well, yeah, just like, what was it with
almost every product, actually.
Yeah, it starts out, you're like, wow, well, look at the rich people.
Look at the
and the next
car
thing
phones,
you know. Right.
Or I guess that's what earlier too, Dustin was talking about on his phone. Somebody mentioned the Nextel. You remember? I don't remember if I was still using one when we got together. But it was a cell phone and a radio, like a walkie-talkie all in one.
Yes, I remember those.
And we had one at I had one that one of my builders used it when I was working at a cabinet company. So they would never call me, but they always hit me on the radio. It was so annoying too, because if I was sitting in the middle of a restaurant at lunch or something, and all of a sudden they'd go off, they start talking to me. And they weren't always PG either, because they're construction workers.
I imagine.
And I was telling them too, there's one guy always he had a really, really bad southern drawl when he talked.
Oh, goodness.
And his thing was, go ahead. There's just the way he would reply to you. But the way he said it sounded like he said, goat head. And it just sounded amazing when you were, like, sitting sitting in a meeting or whatever like that. Or I'm in the middle of like I have to go do a homeowner meeting or whatever.
Oh gosh!
And then he's blah 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 blah. I have to step outside to go finish up with him. He's just
I bet you saw a lot of changes when it came to kitchens over the decades.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying too. When I first started with the company, when I first started doing that, I was working, still driving around and whatnot. But this is before we had GPSs on your phone. I actually had two of them. I had a Rand McNally Road Atlas and a key map.
Wow.
I had to find all my stuff.
Time before MapQuest.
Exactly. And I actually had a clipboard with all the lists of all the subdivisions that I normally went to with their the page and the grid where they're at on the map, so I can find them easier.
I remember whenever we were first together, and I would go out with you, like
to the job sites.
I'd be a ride along.
Right.
Look, I feel so fancy.
We'd pull in the neighborhood, and she'd sit in the truck, and I'd run in and out the house.
But
and then a lot of times I would work later that day, and then we'd leave from there and go to dinner or something.
But what was funny, now this was in the time of GPS, obviously. It was only 12 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But what I thought was cute is you would always use the GPS because not in this. Well, because some of the subdivisions were so new.
They had been
they hadn't been on Google Maps yet, right? And so he would like drive, and I would say, "Well, do you even know where you're going?" You're like, "I'm smelling my way there." I'm like, "Really? You're gonna?" And he's like, "Yeah, I smell. I need to go right here." And I'm like, "That's how you get around. Right. That's how you find your house, by smelling it." He's like, yeah. And then I remember, like, I made a joke because one time you were like, "Yeah, I got to go right." It was like a dead end. Right. I was like, "So you tell me your nose doesn't work very well."
Well, what I love too is another trick I'd find though is when it was be a brand new subdivision, I'd go find they'd have Bye,
Laura.
They'd have a model home to show you all the stuff that they can offer you in your new house. Well, they always had a map of the subdivision when you get in there. So I go in there and either they give me a handout or I take a picture of it or draw a picture of where I needed to go in the subdivision to get to the house.
Wow.
Because I was doing a lot of new construction.
Yeah, you were, which was fun because sometimes I would go in those houses because he'd have to go like measure and stuff. And I just love looking at the new houses and seeing all the stuff they're putting in.
Yeah.
And then what was interesting to me is like we would go from one subdivision where the homes.
Yeah.
Now this is Houston, right? Where the homes were selling in the 200s. And I'd be like, "Oh, this is nice." And then we'd go to one that was a gated or going to be a gated community, but it would be gated where you had to check in because they were so high priced. Yeah, and these were $1 million+ homes. And I remember going into one and I was like, I mean, the outside looks really unique, right? Like, because they would be, I remember the one we went to, the plots were bigger. And then the house outside shape, like they might be more rounded or different looking on the outside. Because a lot of the, normal houses are the same on the outside, right?
So basically cookie cutter kind of.
Right. You see the same 5 houses and that's the whole subdivision. It's just 5 different models. But this really rich house, where it was $1 million+ subdivision, every single house was completely different on the outside. But when we went inside and we're looking at the kitchen, I'm like, but these are the same cabinets, aren't they?
Yep.
And you were like,
there's one builder I would work with. They literally, from the time they scraped the lot, started working on it, till the day they started putting the final seed of the final yard and everything in it, before the yard the homeowner's going to have, the whole thing was done in 30 days. But yeah, like you're saying, it was the same house, either the big bougie $1 million house or that little bitty, rinky-dink house had the same cabinets in it.
I know. Well, you say, well, sometimes it's the same cabinet brand, but it might be a step up.
Yeah.
Instead of.
Like our cabinets are flat panel.
Yeah.
Well, the upgrade would be a raised panel door.
And handles.
Yeah. Or they'll put handles on it. Or our cabinets right now, nobody can see them, but they can envision it. But they're called standard overlay, which means when the door is sitting on the cabinet, you see the cabinet around it. Those higher ones, where you get a bigger door, it's called a full overlay, and you don't see the cabinet itself around it. The cabinet that hides it. We have a cabinet.
The doors hide it
in the back in the garage. I can show you exactly what it is in the garage. Because that's the thing too. I have a bunch of cabinets in my garage that I got off of jobs, and I have there's a storage room in the off the back right here. The whole thing, all the cabinets that's out of there for storage, I got off a job. They were going to pitch them because the door was scratched or the side of the cabinet has a ding in or something like that. Well, I brought them home. When I know when the cabinets go together, it's going to be hidden. You're not going to see that.
Yeah.
But the homeowner doesn't want that. So like, because I've done it before. I've gone in and repaired the cabinets. So like, that's great. No, you look good. But I bought brand new. I didn't buy it repaired. I want you to replace the whole cabinet. Mm-hmm. That's how I got those cabinets out there. Because all I'm supposed to do with those, they tell me, is take them, throw them away. There's a dump pile at the middle of the subdivision, or where they throw all the trash away. But why throw it away? It was still a good cabinet for the garage.
Yeah.
Because I have cabinets in my garage. Because we have an extra fridge and a freezer, a deep freeze out in the garage. Well, I got those cabinets that are specifically made to go over those cabinets. Why not
over those refrigerators?
Over those refrigerators. It's a specific cabinet to go above there. I got them on a job. They don't match the other cabinets next to them in the garage, but it's in the garage. I'm not entering them in a contest or nothing. Those are the ones that are full overlay.
Oh, yeah. I know. Yeah. I remember now. Yeah.
Well,
also in our laundry room, I always wanted cabinets in my laundry room. Yes. So he found two of the better ones off a job site, and that's what's in our laundry room. So those match.
Yeah. And then.
So that's it. I mean, and when you think about it, because like I've gone to Home Depot before and saw just like a base cabinet that I looked at, I'm like, that's like $300 for a basic cabinet. So I was like, yes, you're going to get them for free. I don't care if there's a scratch.
And then in her office, she has 5 of them at least for your desk. How many do you have at your desk when you sit in your knee space in between?
4. I think there's 2 on each side.
Yeah, but then you have one extra one off the side by the closet.
We got and you have one in the bedroom, your office.
No, that one's not like yours. That was like the same one that's in the laundry room. The one in my office is like the laundry room. That's just a standard kitchen cabinet.
Yeah.
But hers, the one she has, they're the same height as the ones in her office. They're the same height as the bathroom cabinets. But they're file cabinet drawers.
Yeah.
There's only 2 doors on both the cabinets, but they're made specifically to hold hanging files. They're for making for offices and desk work and stuff like that. I don't know where we got those. I think we had. I think my dad had them in one of his offices, and he didn't. And when he moved, I had them extra, so we just put them in your office, and they weren't perfect. That's what they're made for.
Keto Simple said, yeah, the pot filler at the stove are one of those things that hardly ever gets used.
Right.
Oh, you have one? Yeah, see, if you don't really use a lot of water anymore, you wouldn't use it that much.
Well, I know right now it's not handy for us, but back in the day when we first doing it.
22 Cat said, I would use it. I make Jell-O every day and need water to drag over to the stove for that.
Oh.
Well, because I was just thinking, well, what would you need
nowadays? Right?
Nowadays, the water. But thank you, Jell-O. That makes perfect sense.
I mean, when you're boiling your eggs, I guess.
But you do yours in the Instant Pot.
Right.
Laura said,
the Instant Pot, though, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, boiling eggs, that would be good. Laura said, I'm on my way to see my grandbaby. Everyone have a good week.
Enjoy
it, Laura. And then Patty said she just ordered some of the Primal keto bricks. Excuse me.
The one we got that was really, really soft. Remember?
It was like fudge.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know they were back in stock.
Now we got to order some more.
Patty said, I don't think I would ever use the pot filler either. It's like, well, what would we?
Nowadays, no. Now it's not. Well, plus as far as we got it like kitchen right now, it'd be horrendous to try to put it in.
Well, yeah, it would be horrible. But I guess really you would get it used every day for fill-in to make my coffee.
Yeah, that's just silly though for that.
Well, I'm saying, no, we wouldn't. If we had it, that's what you would basically be using it for now.
Right.
Patty said, I haven't had one yet. They sold out before I got to them last time. Oh, well, I hope you enjoy it.
Well, when they deliver them to me, normally when they deliver them to me, they're kind of melted a little bit. Those on that one, I don't remember how many we got, but every single one of them was really melted. It made it kind of difficult to eat.
Yeah, I put them in the fridge or the freezer first.
Right.
Or I think nowadays you can pay for the ice packet.
Yeah.
Patty says, has anyone ever heard of Dr. Amy Hornman or Dr. Jamie Gilliam speak at any of the conferences? If so, opinions.
Oh, no, I've never heard of either one of them.
Honestly, not heard of either one of those doctors. No. Oh, my goodness. Sometimes I feel so out of the loop.
Yeah, we don't really follow, honestly. We are still keto, but we don't really follow the keto sphere as much anymore. All the speakers and stuff like that. We don't really watch those videos anymore.
But I'll have to look them up.
It may sound kind of snobby or whatever, but I feel like those are for the newbies. For people that are just starting.
Well, but a lot of times, they'll come out with new information,
I know, but
which is
I'm not
good.
in the know, so.
Yeah, that's true. Rickwood said, my house is not in a subdivision. Oh, that's nice. But the same builder built 17 houses in the area. Wow. The interior of these houses are pretty much all the same with little changes like basement or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what, at least here, like each builder kind of has their own type of layout.
Yeah.
And so like Heath used to walk into a house and know who the builder was.
Yeah, because I've done it with them, dealt with them so many times. There's only like maybe 6 or 7 builders I worked with, so that made it real easy.
Yeah. Yeah. Which was your favorite builder? And why?
I honestly don't know. I really don't. Maybe Ashton Woods? I don't know.
Because it was, what, Lennar?
Lennar was one of them. Yeah, but I didn't run into them until later. And that was when I was at 80 for lumber, and I didn't really deal with the builder as much then. Because I was basically just dropping. I was just a drop-off guy.
And then what was who all did you work with at Gulf and Basco?
Ashton Woods.
Oh.
J.B. Hunt. No, J.B. Hunt was a delivery company. Never mind.
Okay.
I can't remember now. D.R. Horton.
Oh, that's who I was thinking of, D.R. Horton.
And then I can't remember who they else was.
Because wasn't it my mom got a Lennar house? Because I remember you walked in and you were like, yeah, this is a Lennar.
And I knew exactly who the cabinets were from and everything.
Yeah, I used to be able to do that.
And then Gil Ramirez was another builder.
Oh.
But he was mostly downtown.
Oh, yeah. See, I only walked in a couple of those. Oh, I don't like the townhome build. Right. And that's what a lot of them downtown Houston are townhome models.
Yes.
And it just feels so tight.
It does. Because they're built like apartments almost.
They're
most of them downtown were like 3 stories.
Yeah.
With the garage and the bathroom downstairs, and you had to go upstairs. And it was 2nd floor for everything.
Yeah, and the third floor would be the bedrooms.
Yeah, that was a pain. I hated that.
Yeah, I was with the guy one time that bought a house right off of Scott Street, right by downtown. And yeah, when I went to his like condo, I was like, God, how do you even get a car in this garage? I was like, this garage seems so small. And he had like his motorcycle he parked in the garage.
Yeah, because a lot of those were 1-car garages too.
Yeah. That's what it was. It was a 1-car garage. So, but he put his motorcycle in there because he was like, the motorcycle was worth more than his vehicle.
Wow.
So he'd rather his vehicle, even though it was a gated community, he was like, yeah, but it's downtown.
But gated community doesn't mean anything.
Yeah.
The one I told you over there off of 59, literally, y'all, I went in to measure. Because what I had to do is I had to measure the houses before and then we'd order the cabinets accordingly. Then after the cabinets were installed, I would go back to make sure they were correct, put in correctly. Then I would go back again if necessary to do any repairs.
Right.
Well, I went out to inspect one of the installs, and all the cabinets had been stolen. I saw a couple of pieces from the cabinet still hanging on the wall. Called the builder, said, "Hey, what's going on here?" He goes, "Hey, get out of the house right now. The PD's on the way." They actually one of the other trades. I can't remember who it was. It was one of the other contractors. They may have been the plumber or the AC guy or something. The HVAC guy had backed up the truck, left all of the gear from that job that he was supposed to be installing on that house left it in the garage, and unloaded all the cabinets into that truck and drove away with it. And that was a gated community, and nobody said anything. They thought it was just people working on the house.
Well, that's true.
This is wild.
That's true.
But I love that he goes, "Get out of the house now." Yes, sir.
That was scary, right? Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just remember it was odd to me because it was so tight. Like, even there, like you said, 1-car garage, and you enter in, there was like the laundry room right there and the restroom, like a half bath.
Yeah.
And then you went up, and that was the kitchen and the living room. And then you went up to, I think his was like a 2-bedroom and a bath upstairs. And I was just like, oh, and he was like, I love this, da-da-da. And I was like,
that's all you.
I was like, ooh, I like my house.
There's one of my first apartments I had too. Me and my brother shared. We were roommates there. It was a 2-story apartment. It was a townhouse, I guess.
Yeah. I had a townhouse apartment.
But in the kitchen, there was a door at the very end. You'd think that would be your entry to your that would be a closet or a pantry.
Yeah.
You open the door, it's a half bath. It was so weird. I guess they just plumbed it that way because it's just the same wall as the plumbing for the sink and everything. Wow. But it's just weird because you had a bathroom in your kitchen. It was weird. Well, it wasn't because in the kitchen because there's a door and everything.
Yeah, but still.
But I'm saying though, you walk in, you think it's the pantry. And that thing in the kitchen didn't have a pantry.
Whoa, that's a bathroom.
That's another one I have. I got cabinets off of a job. It was just the base cabinets. I put them in there in the dining room, and then put them off a fake. Just grabbed a piece of board and threw it on the top of it. That was my countertop. That was extra. That was my pantry.
Okay. Well, my mom always felt like this house because so in this house, right, the garage is kind of like on the other side of this wall area. Like
the house right behind the door right behind us. I mean, the wall right behind us is the garage.
Yeah. That's the garage, right? So you come in through the laundry room, and then this is the kitchen breakfast room, right? Then you got to go through the den. Then there's the long hallway that all the bedrooms branch off of. So the first restroom is halfway down that hall, right? So that means if you come home, like for grocery shopping, bring the car into the garage, you got to walk from the garage through the laundry room, through the kitchen, through the den, down half the hall to the restroom. So my mom always felt like it would be very handy if right there, where we keep all of the kitchen small appliances, if that had been a half bath. Because she was like, when you get home, usually the first thing you got to do is hit the restroom. So if the restroom was right there by the garage.
That's just me. Remember, every time I come home from the store, I walk past her office and I said, can't talk, got to go. Every single time.
And so that's why she was like, that would have been the perfect place.
That's true.
To have a half bath would have been right there in that laundry room.
But not in the kitchen. That was just weird.
Well, yeah. But I'm saying, but then when we thought about that when we were remodeling things, but actually that closet is not big enough for a toilet.
You would have had to tear into this room to do that.
Yeah.
And build on to
and then that would, well, I guess you would have to extend it to here.
At least. But yeah.
To get a toilet.
Because this area we're sitting in right now is technically the breakfast room. Is what they knew.
It's what I always called it.
Or I've heard it called the breakfast nook also.
Oh, yeah.
It's all every builder calls it something different, though.
Well, remember before, when we had the kitchen remodeled, this countertop actually ended right here.
At the edge of the pony wall. Yeah,
so we added 12 inches on. Because I was like, oh, it would be nice if we
could sit here.
Well, at the time, we didn't know if we wanted kids or not. And I was like, oh, that would be nice because we had a kid. Then, while I'm cooking, the kid could be sitting here and not in another room because it is kind of disjointed in the house. But we extended this. So before, growing up, my mom had one of those butcher blocks in the corner. Which I would always sit under with the puppy. And then in the middle here, she would have the table with the 4 chairs. And that's where we generally would eat.
Right. Because the area over there is the formal
dining room, right? And that's for special occasions, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what we grew up. So now, when we redid things, we kind of like changed. Where yes, this is the breakfast room, but usually we just eat right here. We don't have like a separate table to eat at.
Because then also to her, this side right here is right where our refrigerator is.
Yeah.
And this wall right here, there were actually cabinets coming off that wall.
Yeah. Oh, that was horrible.
But there were no cabinets above the refrigerator.
Yeah.
It was so weird to me.
Well, before, this kitchen was very much like a cave.
Yes.
It was so chunky and cave-like. Like if anybody was cooking in the kitchen, you could not talk or have conversation with anyone outside of the kitchen.
In fact,
it was annoying.
We discussed cutting a hole behind the range so we could look through and talk to people in the other range, but it would just mess up the whole flow of the kitchen if we did that.
Yeah. But now it's better because we don't have the cabinets coming out from there.
Right.
And these overhead. I was like, I don't want any cabinets because it blocks the flow.
What I hate about it too, I don't know.
Oh, okay. Dustin said they don't have a pot filler, but he's saying it wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
He has a gallon jug that he uses to fill the kettle ice machine. I fill it up with the fridge door water.
See?
Well, and we use a quart jar to refill because I figured out our ice maker, it takes 1 quart of water to fill it up. Yeah. So I just use the quart and we just fill it from our fridge water dispenser.
It's easier
to fill up the ice. And it's just so much easier that way, right? And
then we would have to fill the water bowls back and forth and juggle it all the way back over here to give it to them. But then when we had that the nasty freeze when when Snowmageddon hit us and we were in that hotel for so many months, we were coming back to the house checking on stuff, but we didn't have running water. So we would bought a bunch of gallon jugs from the store, and we would refill them at the hotel, bring them back, and use that to flush the toilets here at the house. But we kept those jugs still, and we use that to refill their dog food now, the dog water now. We just refill it at the sink and come back and forth.
Yeah, it's a lot easier to keep a gallon jug by the dog's water bowl.
Yeah.
Than to refill their water bowl every day.
Yeah, a couple of times now. I think we only had that happen twice. We had to upgrade. We upgraded and bought new water bottles because the handle of it broke.
Right. Oh, Patty said those doctors, they are geared towards hormones and thyroid. Okay. Oh, but they are in the low-carb sphere too. Oh,
I've never looked at that kind of stuff for myself.
Right.
So I've never even delved into all that.
Patty said, I wanted to book a call with one, but they are both high dollar. So looking for someone who has knowledge of them to help decide which one to go with.
Well, good luck.
That's good. Yeah. See if you can find any reviews of people who have done the calls. And if it was, especially if you got to shell out that kind of money, find out if it actually was good. Because I would hate if you do the call and then all they do is like, okay, buy my supplements. Here you go. Here's another bill for $750 to buy my supplements, and that's what'll help you. You know what I mean?
Isn't there a review site, like a website for reviewing doctors? I thought there was a specifically for that. Google those and see if they're on there.
Yeah, and then maybe ask in the actual Facebook group and see if anybody has listened to them. Patty said, I know the Dr. Amy was at the last KetoCon conference. Oh, so I was hoping one of y'all had seen her. Yeah, honestly, maybe
that's the thing too. When the 2 times we've gone to KetoCon, with the exception of Dr. Barry, we skipped all the speakers because honestly, the only reason we were there was just to hang out with everybody.
Yeah,
because we skipped those because we thought, well, whatever they're telling us, I can watch on their YouTube.
Right, or like at KetoCon, they were if you had a ticket, they would repost the videos where you could watch them later, and so we did that with a lot of it. Yeah. So ask in the Facebook group because I know several people in our group went to KetoCon.
Right.
So maybe some of them,
Actually
her speech, and then
Right.
maybe even somebody has booked a call with them, and you can find out what how that went.
Right.
Easy peasy keto. Hey. Said hello. Need to go to the beginning. Watch church online while Ken went to service.
Yeah.
Well, hi Stacy and
Howdy.
Ken. I hope you're doing better.
On the trip.
Yeah.
And thank you for the eggs. I mean, I just had 4 of them again today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that the last 4?
No.
Oh.
That's the last dozen we had in there. Remember
Yeah.
the thing? Yeah, that was her eggs.
What I'm saying, do you have any more of her eggs left?
Yeah, the rest of them. Out of that dozen, I ate 5 of them today. Remember, I had a mishap and I broke one of them.
You want to share?
All right. So I was just telling y'all about how I'd use these as a trash can, right?
It's funny, y'all.
If y'all watched the no, y'all didn't see it. It was last night when we were doing the cook along. I had a container about the same size that I had a bunch of jalapenos chopped up in. Well, I got an oversized jar for it because what I did while I was planning is I broke the eggs into that and mixed it all up, and then I scrambled them on the stove over there.
Yeah, scrambled the jalapeno and eggs
I had
together.
4 eggs in right here. I had the jar and the trash can. I cracked the egg to break into there. For whatever reason, I broke it into this and all the. And there's a lot fuller in this. This is a brand new one I just opened this morning.
Yeah, he was gonna crack it in one and throw the shell in the cup.
Yeah,
but instead he just.
And that's what I was doing while I was watching or listening to your live this morning, Dustin.
And I was like, so Dustin just had you so smitten. So smitten that you couldn't even concentrate on your
blinded by the beard.
Yeah, you were just like, oh, look at that beard. Oh, I remember when that beard was kissing my face.
Stop it. That's how rumors get started.
So thanks, Dustin.
You broke my egg. You owe me an egg. It was one of the treasured eggs from Stacy. That was some really good swag. Thank you for that.
Yeah, that was the best swag. Thank you, Stacy.
Like I said, I'm still eating it. I ate 4 of them this morning.
Patty said taxes are done and accepted. Woo! I got to do mine probably this Friday when I get paid because I got to pay a little bit, just a little tiny bit.
My success sharing also. And that's what you did at this Friday?
Success / paying the taxes. That's
what I'm saying is, so what it is, y'all, in my job, they do it twice a year.
Yeah.
They call it success sharing, where depending on how the company does, I get a bonus from it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's supposed to be coming this Friday to me.
Yeah. So hopefully it's never that much, but hopefully it'll cover paying what we owe on taxes.
That'd be nice. And who's this? I'd say, hey, yo.
It's Kendra.
Oh,
hey, Kendra, how you
howdy.
doing? Said, hey, yo, everyone. What's going on? Oh. It says that I guess Stacy hurt her hand.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
But she said she stayed home to keep her hand elevated, iced, and in your jammies. That sounds amazing.
I hope you get to feeling better.
Yeah. Sorry that happened. I'm trying to think what else happened this week.
Nothing really. We just worked. That's about it.
Worked and had fun hanging with the horde.
Yeah, that's why I love these. We do it once a month, but I feel like it's we spend the whole weekend with the horde. So it was Friday with the feast, Saturday with the supper club, and then Sunday with y'all, with the live.
Oh,
we do this once. I just look forward to it every month.
Every month, yeah. It's a lot of fun. Well, if you have any last, because I see we're already over an hour, so really? If you have any last comments, questions, suggestions, post it now. Yes. And if you haven't already, please give this video a thumbs up. It really does help y'all. And look forward, you should have reminders. If not, make sure you turn bell notifications on because tomorrow we're going to release that chicken teriyaki video. Yes. I'm so excited. I love that stuff. It's so delicious.
And I can't wait till we start working on the next supper club recipe.
I know. I'm really excited about the supper club for April. We say that every freaking month. We're like, we're so excited about this recipe because we get so excited about it.
We're fixing to have to shred that cheese for the recipe we'll work on this evening. But we're going to need more of that cheese for that recipe.
I know.
We're going to start putting that on the list too.
Well, I'm waiting for the Kroger sale.
Okay.
when they put their 2-pound chubs back on sale again. Patty said we had to pay state taxes, normal every year, but getting just a little bit back from federal. Oh, that's nice.
Luckily,
yeah, we just have sales tax.
Right.
That's our state.
So we pay that on the regular.
I know. I feel so bad because when I talk to like you or like Lakin, she's in Missouri and she has to file for state. And I'm like, oh, that really sucks. So I've never, ever had to deal with state taxes because I've always lived in Texas.
Right.
But, oh, that does not sound fun.
But it's kind of thrown, though, here with the sales tax things because every county you go to is a little different.
Yeah, every county has different tax rates.
Yeah.
So I guess
you're used to paying one thing here and you drive over here and it's another. You're like,
I know. Well, maybe that's why when we were in Oklahoma, remember the Dutch we drove through was like $1 cheaper. Yeah. I wonder if that's why.
Maybe.
Because down here, there is tax on it.
Yeah.
So maybe we didn't have to pay tax in Oklahoma at Dutch?
Maybe.
I don't know. Because we were like, wow, it's $1 cheaper. And then
we were telling the girl, she's like, really? That's wild.
And then she goes, oh, Texas. Well, everything's bigger in Texas.
I guess a price tag too.
I was like, wow, thanks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I owe a little bit on federal.
Yeah.
But a part of that is I feel like anytime, like with, Heath has now been at his job for a year and a half.
A little over, yeah.
And so it was kind of like, okay, how much, like try to figure out exactly how much to put for our tax rates on our check. So I kind of, and then with the YouTube and affiliates, filing all of that, and then all the business expenses, I'm not quite there yet on making it more even to where, adjusting for what we get off of, all of this, plus our jobs and figuring out how much taxes to withhold from everything.
It's a lot.
Yeah, you got to configure everything correctly. So I was just a little bit off, but I was like, well, that's fine. I'd rather owe a little bit.
Yeah. Because
then I got more every paycheck.
That's true.
And I kind of got used to having that little extra each paycheck. So I'm like, okay, do I save it all year and then pay it?
Yeah. Because don't you earn interest off of doing it that way?
Well, yeah, I do. But yeah. Patty said, same here. Every county is different. Isn't that just so weird, isn't it? You just go one county over and all of a sudden.
That's why I told you down there when I grew up living in Alvin. The next county over, because Alvin was Brazoria. The next one, I can't remember what it's called now, but the next one over, Brazoria was a dry county.
No.
You couldn't buy liquor there. But you drive 3 more miles over and you could buy it.
That was that Galveston County?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah. The Santa Fe down there, all that where Brian lives and all that. That's
Galveston?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that's a wet county.
Yes.
That's so funny.
It is.
Terminology, calling it wet and dry.
Yeah.
I live where it's wet.
Because we're in a wet county, aren't we? Yeah. We have liquor stores, yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, we never go to them early. Well, yeah, we used to. We don't anymore though.
No, we even have a drive-through one.
That's true. The
like
daiquiri,
New Orleans,
the daiquiri
like
shop.
Louisiana, drive-through, get your drink.
And I love it too because they have the open container law. You can't drive with an open container, but you can drive through the drive-through and order a drink, a Mexican cocktail. The way they put a tape over the straw or over the lid, and now it's not an open container.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
It is funny. All right. Well, thank y'all so much for tuning in. I hope this was entertaining.
Right? This is all non-sequestered now day to day.
Right? Just hanging out with everyone. I enjoy that so much.
Yes.
Just like last night.
Yes.
I felt like we were all just kind of sitting together.
Just BSing,
yeah. Just chit-chatting, getting to know each other.
So I wish more of y'all would join the be full members and join us on our supper club.
I know. Then you could see our faces one more extra day out of the month. Isn't that exciting?
Because what we do on that too, if y'all that don't know, we put out an extra recipe video just for y'all. Y'all usually have at least 2 week access to it before everybody else, and then we release it to everyone else.
Mm-hmm. Plus, they get a printable recipe card.
That too.
Which I think is handy, having, where you can print out a recipe card. All right. Well, I know we already said it, so we will call it a day. Everybody have a wonderful, wonderful week. April starts this week, y'all. So don't pull too many April Fool's jokes on everybody. But you can definitely play them on
Tuesday, right?
Yeah, Tuesday's April Fool's Day.
Yeah.
Heath will be off, so any April Fools you want to send his way.
Really? Thanks.
I'm still working, but you can definitely.
I will forward it to her.
You can definitely do that for Heath. Patty said, bye, everyone. Have a great rest of your day.
See ya.
2ATQ Cat said, bye, all. Enjoy your week coming up. And Rickwood said, enjoy your week. Yes, thank you, y'all.